Hello and welcome to this week's WeYouMe State of the Network. Today is the 7th of October 2018 and we have some major breaking news for the WeYouMe project, and we'll jump right into the WeYouMe updates. But first, what is WeYouMe? WeYouMe is peer-to-peer social media. It is social media the way it was meant to be. So users can connect using user-created boards and groups. They can use encrypted private messaging. They can create public and private posts. And everybody owns their own data. That's very important. Users earn content rewards and tips for their content. And they can sell premium content by allowing it to be unlocked with a payment. Users can send simple payments in 3 seconds with no transaction fees. They can trade global cryptocurrencies and create your own cryptocurrency for free. And every user of WeYouMe has the ability to make digital businesses and distributed applications that are open source and run on the WeYouMe blockchain. So this week we have some major updates. And it is here. The WeYouMe testnet is ready for release. You can create your testnet account and try out the first independent testnet of the WeYouMe blockchain at alpha.weyoume.io. This allows users to try out creating posts and use Test Me Coin, or TME as it is annotated. So please be patient as we work out all of the issues, as this release will be improved and hard forked on an ongoing basis and brought to completion with the Pioneer release over the coming months and weeks. This testnet release is under budget and ahead of schedule as outlined in the roadmap, and the Pioneer release, including user-issued asset creation, is currently slated for Q1 of 2019, along with some of the other specifications for the Pioneer release. But what we have today is an independent Steem software that is graphene-based blockchain that is actually operating with a block time of 1 second. That's right, we removed the 3-second block time and reduced it to 1 second. So currently it is running on our witnesses that we're currently hosting ourselves, and over the coming days and weeks we will be opening up the ability for witness candidates to begin running testnet nodes as we continue down the path of hard forking to upgrade this. And we intend to sort of build it while it is up and running. So a reminder to everybody that Test Me Coin does not have any value, and this chain will in fact be rolled back and wiped at the commencement of the mainnet. So this coin does not have economic value. It is a testnet chain simply for testing the interface. But what we do have is a blockchain that is independent from the Steem blockchain that actually allows users to create their own posts. Some of the other changes we made to the interface. So we made a couple of interface improvements based off of the busy.org interface. And we have moved our Steem interface, which was previously at alpha.weyoume.io, to steem.weyoume.io. So everybody can still access the Steem blockchain from steem.weyoume.io. But now on Alpha is our up and running testnet blockchain. So this blockchain's been running for a little while now, but now we have the ability to interact with it and create accounts. As you experience this process, currently the trending post visibility is not working, but posts are actually on chain. We're having a few technical difficulties, and they'll be rolled through in the next couple of hours. So next up this week are some website changes. So the Build the Next World video has been updated and is now re-included in the website, in addition to a wide range of branding improvements. You can check out www.weyoume.io to see the new color scheme and layout. We've changed a few of the icons, and we've generally cleaned everything up a little bit and made it a bit more simple. So next up is the mobile wireframe. So the mobile wireframe development continues and is going to be including content creation screens, which have been completed. And these will be released in new mockups over the next couple of hours after the Hangout is finished. So those will be coming out very soon. the graphics are made. Now all that needs to be done is for those mock-ups to be placed into the obvious phone casing structure, and then the mock-ups can be released. So those are done. Next up, we'll move into the development updates with Nick. So Nick, do you want to go through the development updates for this week?
Yeah. I didn't really take notes.
Been doing quite a
I added a like a network registration API endpoint for registering on the testnet, which means that someone can. It's like the Steam sign up website where you can wait 1 to 2 weeks for your account to be created. But instead of having to wait 1 to 2 weeks, you just put in your username, password, and then we sign your account creation transaction by delegating some of the testnet score to that account. And yeah, you can have an account in a second or less than a second. So yeah, I did that. It's yeah.
So can you tell us why you decided to move the blockchain to 1 second, and why we think this is a good change for the network?
3 seconds is pretty slow in terms of networking and online platforms. So it's
for everybody,
what are they called? Acyclic graphs or acyclic? But yeah,
graphs.
Yeah, we want to get more.
Acyclic graphs, you mean?
Yeah,
those ones.
They have much quicker transaction times. We're also going to do some work on the confirmed block time, because right now, really, the block time is like the confirmed block time is like 2/3 of the witnesses times the block time. So that's like on Steam, that's like 16 seconds or whatever. So, for a financial system, it's fine if the block times are 1 second, but the confirmed block times, or like the
irreversible block time,
is about like bloody 40 seconds or something.
Yeah, it's too long.
Yeah, it's way too long. So so the 1 second block time, it's just it makes API calls quicker. That's about it. So like the sign up time, if we hadn't changed it from 3 seconds to 1 second, you'd sign up, you'd be waiting, there'd be a spinner, and then after 3 seconds you'd have your account.
So it really makes the network about 3 times faster, and we're pretty sure that this is going to be stable. We'll be testing it out to see how it goes, and we're pretty confident that we can get the block time down to 1 second. So when we go to international testnet nodes, we'll see if there are any block dropping problems. But at this stage, the testnet is run on a couple of nodes that we've spun up ourselves. And over time, that'll expand to include new witness candidates.
Yep. So the goal is to kind of get the speed and behavior sort of more to a like a DAG directed acyclic graph.
To get
but not.
Line,
So yeah, it's in development. But yeah, we're about speed. So 3 seconds is not.
It's pretty fast by blockchain standards, but it's not quite fast enough for the mainstream.
Yeah. So yeah, that's 2 things. Then if you go to the alpha, which I just redeployed, so hopefully it works.
Just redeployed. Very good.
Oh, yeah, it works.
We'll move over
Yeah, the trending doesn't work. I don't know. It's literally just some string is feed instead of trending. So I've just got to find that. But anyway, what I did today, I can't even. Anyway, I made the stories look a lot more the way Twitter stories look.
So we've put them in line a little bit more, and sort of taken the emphasis on the title.
Yeah, it gets the account name as well as the tag, so it's not just your tag that's on the story thing. And yeah, and the liking and disliking is instant.
Yep, so for those of you on YouTube, as we can see here, there's an example post called Build the Next World. It might be familiar to those of you who have seen some of the graphics we've been putting around. And what we can do is show how fast some of these comments go. So on Steam, when you write a comment, it takes a couple of seconds to load because it's got to be posted to the chain. But what we can do is actually demonstrate live commenting on one of the first posts on the WeYouMe testnet. And we're going to write here, test post, please ignore. And bam, it's already there. That was lightning fast. And then if we upvote it, it comes up with an automatic sliding scale, defaults to 100, and then it has a confirm or a cancel button for your upvote. And then there it is already. So that was lightning fast. So on Steam, you notice there's a little bit of a spinning symbol. What we do is we make the blockchain run a little bit faster, so 3 times as fast as the Steam blockchain. And what that means is that votes and posts are virtually instantaneous. So obviously this is going to be subject to how well we can scale the network, and if we have some significant drop-off issues with witnesses, then we can scale this back. But we're going to see what we can do with 1 second. At least in this testnet state, makes everything a little bit faster.
Yeah, the drop-off things won't be an issue because the transactions just get broadcasted over the network, so the next witness will just pick it up.
Yep, so it won't be a problem for any end users. The problems might lie with the witness nodes who might miss some blocks. But for users, it should be virtually unnoticeable. That's right. So then what we can also do is show, well, technically not yet, so there needs to be a power down of an amount of score.
Yeah, I can send you some.
Yeah, can you send me some test mecoin so we can we'll see how fast that shows up.
Hang on. Yeah, we're going to change it so that you don't have to sign stuff through the auth interface.
Yeah.
Because that slows down. Alright, I sent you some.
Slows down the experience, that's right. So we're going to build in the signing procedure into the main application. So do you have liquid test mecoin on your account, Nick?
Yeah, I sent it to you.
Okie dokie. Let's refresh that. And there it is. 125,612 test mecoin. There we go. Excellent. Yep, so just be patient as we work through some of the issues, but the testnet is up and live. Currently, trending posts are not quite working just yet. We're working some of the interface issues out, but the posts are on chain and they will show up when the interface issues have been resolved. So please bear with us as we move through the testnet stage of development. and we get this thing up and stable for everyone to be able to use. So with that said, we'll move through to the next part of the Hangout if you don't have any updates left, Nick.
Nope. No. All good.
Very good.
Have a good night.
Awesome. So next up in the State of the Network this week is Thread Review. So every week WeYouMe makes a post to the Steam blockchain announcing the state of the network, and you can comment in the thread for Harrison and myself to discuss them on next week's State of the Network. So comments can include questions, discussion topics, feedback, memes, videos, or pictures. And the best comment in each week's thread will win 10 Steam. So let's go to last week's thread, which we can see on steam.weyoume.io. So we've moved the old alpha to the new subdomain of Steam. And we've got the new testnet up and running on alpha. So let's move through to there. So as we can see in last week's thread, the State of the Network number 26. And let's go through the comments on last week's thread. So last week, I asked you to send me some comments, and let's go through it. So the top one we have at the moment is Larry by Larry, with I'm learning about WeYouMe because my friends told me about it. It seems like an amazing project, and I can't wait for the next Hangout to learn more about it. Fantastic. Thank you, Larry. Up next, we've got Sweet Joy with how do you feel about the recent changes to Steam? Do you understand the resource credit system and how to delegate it? So to the best of my knowledge, I'm not sure if resource credits can be delegated. Steam power can be delegated. Resource credits, I don't think they can. But what it essentially is the amount of posts and transactions that you can generate. So it used to run off of a bandwidth ratio system, and it's been transferred to a resource credit system. So everything you do consumes a fixed amount of resource credits, and they decay or recharge over the space of about 5 days. So currently there isn't a whole lot of interface to the resource credit system where it explains how many resource credits each person has. But there were some early issues because the Steam team forgot to actually reset everybody's resource credit balance, and it unfortunately started from 0, so it left a lot of people unable to participate for a few days. And yeah, I don't think they can be delegated. Going forward, we have Mariana, who says, "Hi, I'd like to know a little bit more about the WeYouMe exchange. Will it operate on a separate blockchain, or will it be operating on the BitShares blockchain?" And then the question repeated in Spanish. And yeah, we've had our developer here, Lopu, answer it will be on the same blockchain as WeYouMe, Mecoin, etc. It's as though you combine Steemit and BitShares. That's exactly right. Up next, we've got Rattan Barman. That's an interesting name. With, "Hi, I'm new to Steemit. If you don't mind, will you tell me about what is WeYouMe?" So we sort of explain that in the entire Steam post. So if you just look above in the post, you'll definitely see it there. Here we go. So we've got Andreamit, who asked, "What inspired you to create this platform? Do you plan on changing the name of the platform later?" So what inspired me to create this platform is the combination of me discovering Steam, BitShares, and OpenBazaar. So those three things I think are very, very powerful products that have some inefficiencies because they are separate things. They are sort of building on network effects in such a way that once they've built up one, it doesn't really translate over to the other. And what we need is a way for all of these little siloed blockchain projects which are doing one little tiny thing. Each of those is sort of wasting its network effect and preventing growth into all the other applications. So ultimately, what I think inspired me to create WeYouMe was the need to improve Steam for one, include the BitShares exchange experience in the same blockchain, and allow an on-chain marketplace to exist so that people can buy and sell products without needing to go through some sort of external centralized marketplace. So by combining a peer-to-peer marketplace, decentralized exchange of blockchain social media, and launching it in a much more fair way, that's what really inspired me to write the WeYouMe white paper. And do I plan to change the name of the platform later? We've changed it once, and once is plenty. So we currently have no plans to change it from the WeYouMe name. It used to be a Zero, and we're pretty confident in the name WeYouMe. So that's pretty much all the comments we've got for this week. And the highest voted comment here was Larry by Larry. Congratulations, Larry by Larry. You win 10 Steam for having the highest voted comment. And there we go. Okay, so we'll send the 10 Steam through Larry by Larry. Ah, there we go. It's a pop-up blocker. That's the one. That's where it went. Yes, this is one of the things that we'll be fixing, and that is the Steam Connect verification for transactions. That's where that went. Yeah, so we've switched over to a new domain. That means anyone with a pop-up blocker will need to reset their permissions for that sort of thing. And there we go. Okay, so as always, we have the Hangout thread from this week, and you can see that currently on the top of Steam's trending page, and we're starting with the video from now on, so we're embedding the live stream into the actual thread from now on, so it comes up a little bit easier for everyone to browse. Yep, so we'll move on to the next part of the state of the network, and that is our discussion topics for this week. Okay, so our first discussion topic that we've got this week is, why is freedom of speech so important? And why is it one of the most fundamental human rights that we have to protect? What makes it so valuable, and why is it so important that we do whatever we can to protect it in the face of uncertainty and any sort of encroachments upon it? And my answer is so that all ideas can compete on their merits. So when you start deciding which ideas are valid and which ideas are not valid, then that gives the most centralized possible power to a small group of individuals. When you allow the control over speech to fall into centralized hands, then you have a nullifying effect where any dissenting opinion can be removed, and you have the false appearance of consensus. And the merits of this are that bad ideas can be argued against visibly. By removing bad ideas, all you do is you narrow the range of acceptable thought. It's better to have a bad idea be visible and argued against, because then it allows good ideas to thrive. But if you shut down good ideas, then you shut down any dissenting viewpoint. And if you give anyone the ability to shut down a dissenting viewpoint, they tend to do so when it fits their interests. So the best way that we have of protecting freedom of speech is with blockchain technology. It is the ultimate solution to censorship. And where we go into the next topic is that cryptocurrency transforms money into information. So by making information scarce and transactable, you have money with all the same properties of information. So something that is protected as freedom of speech can now be protected as freedom of information or freedom of economic information, because money now has exactly the same properties as digital speech. This is akin to having a First Amendment right, as in the United States' First Amendment, is the protection of freedom of speech. And because we have made money into information, it means that financial transactions are essentially indistinguishable from a transmission of digital information. So it means any economic transfer is actually protected as free speech. And where we go into the next part is that information is becoming a public good. So the definition of a public good is something that's non-excludable and non-rivalrous. Those two important characteristics mean that you can't exclude anybody from being able to access it. And non-rivalrous means that one person enjoying it or using it doesn't cause a detriment to the experience of everyone else. So in years gone by, access to digital information like music and movies, they were excludable and rivalrous because they are in the form of physical media. They are in the form of a newspaper, or the form of a VHS cassette or a CD. But as we have dematerialized human information and dematerialized cultural expression into something that can be copied and replicated with no marginal cost, and something that is almost impossible to actually stop the spread of once it is exposed into the open internet, what we've seen is a radical transformation of information being a private good, something that you could exclude others from very easily, to being something that is a public good. And that's a lot of the problem with the media today, is that they're struggling to actually finance their operations because they depend on advertising subsidies to actually promote their business interests. Because what they're fundamentally producing is something that is a public good, it becomes very difficult to fund it without the use of advertising as a subsidy type of crutch. And the most important thing that graphene-based blockchains, especially Steem, WeYouMe, and all of the other Steem derivatives, are that crypto economics on these chains, or Nasdaq chains, enables radically improved social models. So whereby before public goods like the military, like lighthouses, all these things that people would associate as goods provided by government, like statistics, things like that, scientific research, that you can't exclude anyone from. And the use of it by one person doesn't diminish the use by another person. What you have is a system that we live in that currently uses coercive taxation to fund public goods. And what we have with crypto economics is a new way to fund public goods that is voluntary, and that is inflation by voluntary participants that hold their value in that chain. So we completely flip the model on what it means to fund a public good. We no longer require taxation to fund public goods on a blockchain if we're talking about public information or high quality content or anything like that, because these can be funded with the issuance of inflation that is allocated by the community. And this removes a layer of coercive taxation. So by making information into a public good, what we do with crypto economics is we allow the flourishing of information without it being held back by the need to have privatized funding from advertisers, because the entire community is able to collectively fund it the way that they so choose. And that's the most important innovation of WeYouMe. When it comes down to it, all of the technology is a means to an end, and that end is to support the freedom of speech, the economic freedom, and the collective financing of high quality public information in the form of creative content and anything that the users vote for. So that's the ends to the means, essentially. The means to an end is what we're building with this technology. So next up, we'll go into the competition for this week. And this week's competition is the WeYouMe video competition. So post a link to WeYouMe Build the Next World video. So for those of you who haven't seen it, we've overhauled the video. We've made it a bit shorter and a bit more fast-paced. You can find it on the WeYouMe YouTube channel. So post a link to that video on Twitter, including another link to the WeYouMe Telegram channel to participate in this week's competition. And include the tag WeYouMe and link your post in the competition's Discord with your Steam account address. And the post with the highest likes and retweets will win 25 Steam. The winner will be announced in next week's State of the Network, and if the winner is present in next week's State of the Network, they will win a bonus 25 Steam. So come back next week for the State of the Network next week to see the winner and see if it's you. So this week, the competition is fairly easy. All it is post a link to the video on Twitter and then try and spread that to get the word out about WeYouMe as far and wide as you can. So Larry asks, can we find that video already on YouTube? Yes, you can. It's on the WeYouMe YouTube channel. And it's called WeYouMe Build the Next World. It's also on our website, so on WeYouMe.io, it's right at the top of the website. You can't miss it. And what we'll do then next, the Telegram link is www.t.me/WeYouMe Network. And we'll just type that in the Discord. There it is. Okay, so we'll move on to the winner of last week's competition. So last week's competition was a Steam article competition. And the question we asked was, which Steam creator do you want to join WeYouMe at launch and why? So we'll see some of the entries. We have Mariana 4VE with her entry. And we have Maria Ballesteros with her entry. And Larry by Larry, quite a few entries this week. And then we're back to last week's post. Oh, no, there's another one. We have L Marg 25. Okay, so 4 entries up this week. And Mariana introduces WeYouMe. And she'd like to invite her friend Larry by Larry to join WeYouMe at launch. That's fantastic. It's because she helps me with the translations of my posts and doesn't charge me. Since I don't know how to speak English, if I want to succeed in WeYouMe, I must have her close. That's fantastic. It's great that everyone's helping each other out. And this one's got $30 worth of upvotes. So by ranking order, and we have Maria Ballesteros with 26. So now it's got 30. Ah, fantastic. Which Steam creator do you want to join WeYouMe at launch and why? It's official Fuzzy. That would be just fantastic if Fuzzy could join WeYouMe at launch. And for those of you who aren't familiar with Fuzzy, he is one of the creators in Beyond Bitcoin. He's been running the BitShares Hangouts for quite a little while, and he is, of course, one of the lead developers of Whale Shares. Also instrumental in the early foundation of the WeYouMe community. So yeah, definitely shout out to official Fuzzy if you're listening. We'd love to see you join WeYouMe. Next one is Larry by Larry. And she would love to see her friend Alacon22. I think that's it. Alacon22. Because he's an extremely creative artist who, in addition to creating super original content for WeYouMe, will also have the possibility to start his own business within the platform. They've shown the incredible paintings that stand out for being colorful and classy, in addition to designs on banners, logos, and animated characters. Fantastic. So we'll check the next one, and that is Elmarg 25. And I'll go a little bit quicker now. So she'd like to see Daniel and Jose Carrag join WeYouMe at launch. And for those of you who don't know them, they're two of the presenters for Beyond Bitcoin CAS. We'll move on to I think that's all of them. Okie dokie, so we'll check which one has the highest vote value. And that's looking like Mariana 4VE for this week. Congratulations, Mariana. Last week, the prize was 50 Steam plus 25. We have reduced it to 25 plus 25 for next week, but we will be giving 75 Steam, it looks like. Yep, 75 Steam it is. Congratulations, Mariana 4VE. That is 75 Steam. So thank you to everybody for joining this week's competition. And we hope to see everybody joining in this week's competition to spread the Build the Next World video all over Twitter, and get as many people to join the testnet of WeYouMe as possible. There we go. That's 75 Steam. Congratulations, Mariana. And moving right along, we have discussion about the private seed round. So, WeYouMe is raising private seed capital to the tune of 15% of the total WeYouMe supply on offer at the price of $3 per unit, with a minimum investment of $50,000, a maximum of $500,000, and a 10% bonus over $250,000. Investments are illiquid until the mainnet release. And you can arrange an acquisition by contacting Harrison at WeYouMe.io. We will be opening the round very, very soon. We have institutional partners, both locally and internationally, who are in contact with us about finding an acquisition. We'll be opening that round up very soon, and if you'd like to be one of the first to have access to the WeYouMe private seed round, then send us an email at harrison@WeYouMe.io. And of course, thank you to our angel investors for their ongoing support, all of our Diamond Azerians, you know who you are, and to all the people that don't have enough to contribute to the private seed round, then you can help us to reach investors by sharing this video and introducing them to the WeYouMe website. So please like and subscribe if you enjoy these updates, and stay tuned for more weekly State of the Networks, because one thing we do a little bit differently from Steam is we engage with the community and make sure that everybody is up to date. And lastly, for this week, we have some questions and answers and general discussion. So if you have any questions for myself or the team, please feel free to ask them in the Discord, and we'll see if anyone has any questions. So does anyone have any questions this week? Open questions for anybody that has any questions for this week. Alright, if no one's got any questions, then we'll move along and wrap up this week's State of the Network. So thank you to everybody for tuning in to this week's State of the Network. My name is Harrison McLean. We have finally reached the testnet, and we will be working through some of the issues that we've been having. And very soon it's going to be up for everybody to be able to make their own account much faster than on the Steam blockchain. And very shortly everyone's going to be able to create their own posts on the testnet to see how it goes, and we'll have our own little community here on the WeYouMe blockchain. So thank you all to everybody who is in the Discord at the moment. Thanks everybody for coming. Thank you to everyone watching this live on YouTube. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more updates and more State of the Networks as we develop this blockchain into peer-to-peer social media for everybody. So thank you and good night, and together we will build the next world. Thank you and good night.